Scotland has just experienced a political earthquake, but not for the reasons mainstream media is reporting. The by-election in Hamilton, where Labour secured a narrow victory, is being celebrated as a historic turning point. Media outlets frame it as the dawn of a new era, replacing the declining influence of the SNP. Anna Soubry beamed at cameras while Davy Russell, the newly elected MP, spoke of listening to the people. But what if the people had been misled? What? If this victory wasn't proof of democratic strength, but rather a warning sign of something far more sinister? Just hours after the razor-thin win of merely 602 votes, serious irregularities began emerging. This comeback victory defied all predictions, odds, and polling models. Now it's overshadowed by growing evidence of electoral misconduct that has reportedly shaken even Buckingham Palace. Sources close to the royal household reveal that the King has refused to officially acknowledge the Hamilton result, citing grave concerns over misconduct during both campaigning and counting processes. Let that sink in. The King, who rarely speaks on political matters, is reportedly blocking what Anna Soubry called Labour's gateway to Scottish government. Why? Because what unfolded in Hamilton has apparently left the monarch unable to stay silent. According to anonymous witnesses in South Lanarkshire, numerous irregularities marred the counting night. Postal ballots didn't match voter records, ballots originated from uninhabited addresses, and an unprecedented last-minute spike in absentee votes heavily favored Labour. But that wasn't the worst part. An internal memo leaked from the election. Monitoring team, withheld during the official count, raised concerns about possible digital interference with the vote tallying system. If you're finding this as shocking as I am, make sure to subscribe because this story goes much deeper than anyone is reporting. Legal counsel at the Royal Office received formal demands from independent watchdog organizations calling for a full investigation and complete recount. Do you still believe this was a clean win? While media scrambled to interview Davy Russell, behind closed doors at the palace, the King was being briefed on a quietly unfolding constitutional crisis. In a country where the monarch guards democratic legitimacy, His Majesty has acted. The King has chosen to delay recognition of Russell's victory and suspend all titles or official designations linked to the Hamilton result, at least until the investigation reaches a clear conclusion. Put simply, the victory Labour has been loudly celebrating is now officially on hold. Don't expect to see this on BBC, Sky News, or The Guardian. They're still peddling a polished narrative about Labour's clean rebirth. But if the royal household itself refuses to endorse the result, this is no longer business as usual. This is a full-blown constitutional alarm bell. What does this really mean? It casts serious doubt over Labour's victory parade, a celebration cloaked in moral virtue that may actually be built on fraudulent foundations. Anna Soubry called it a turning point for Scotland, but the only thing turning is public trust in free and fair elections. Let's not forget the arrogance on display. Soubry sneered that the SNP had lost its soul, mocked John Swinney's campaign as laughable, and dismissed Reform UK as little more than a scare tactic. She proclaimed Labour as the last bastion of morality. Now that very party is under the microscope. The Mumsim issue isn't just irregularities, it's brazen hypocrisy. Labour has long preached transparency and rule of law, but now having secured their first win in years, people are rightly asking, was it clean? Had this happened to the SNP, imagine the Uata media uproar. Had it been the Conservatives, ethics watchdogs would be in meltdown. But now, silence. When it comes to Labour, the rules suddenly seem negotiable. Don't forget the context. This by-election followed the death of MSP Christina McKelvey. A moment that should have commanded solemnity was shamelessly turned into political opportunity. Labour's campaign wasn't about policy. They didn't even pretend. It was emotional manipulation fueling resentment towards the SNP. In the end, they scraped through by just 602 votes. Call this a wave? It's barely a ripple. And now we turn to another breaking story that captured the nation's attention. A news presenter, clearly at his limit, lost his temper with a Labour MP live on air, and anyone watching could see exactly why. The MP, parroting the latest lines from party headquarters, insisted the government had the asylum system under control. But reality couldn't be more different. While Labour continues boasting about invisible achievements, illegal boat crossings in the English Channel have hit another record high with no sign of slowing. Meanwhile, ruthless human trafficking gangs operate with impunity, seemingly unfazed by law or government. Either the government is too weak or simply lacks the will to act decisively. The presenter, like ordinary viewers across the country, refused to let this MP dodge the real question. He pushed back hard, exposing the dishonesty and empty promises Labor repeatedly uses to cover up its failings. The big question now is simple. Can you still believe anything they say? On issues as serious as illegal immigration, public safety, and border control, their words no longer match reality. It's the British people who bear the consequences. Before we continue, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our latest updates on these developing stories. The heated exchange revealed everything wrong with Labor's approach. When challenged about record boat crossings, the MP deflected to defense spending and blamed previous governments. When pressed specifically about border control failures, he offered vague promises about smashing gangs while admitting they have. A long way to go. This exchange perfectly encapsulates Labor's fundamental problem. They're more interested in spinning narratives than solving problems. They promise action while delivering excuses. They claim progress while statistics show failure. What are your thoughts on these developing stories? Share your views in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more coverage of UK politics.